Hey, what's up, guys? So we've got ourselves some incredible breaking news that I wanted to go ahead and cover. So Sam Bankman-Fried's bail has been revoked, which means that he will be going to jail ahead of his October trial on allegations of violating the terms of his bond by trying to tamper with multiple witnesses. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, well, wait a minute. I thought Sam Bankman-Fried was already in jail. No, he's been out for some time now, basically awaiting his trial. Now, if you recall, he was given a $250 million bond back in December of 2022, which was posted by two individuals who were later identified as former dean of Stanford Law School, Larry Kramer, and also a Stanford research scientist named Andreas Papke, both of whom have a very close relationship with Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, having worked with them both in the past. Okay, so what does all of this mean, and what the heck happened? Well, Sam Bankman-Fried had repeatedly pissed off both the prosecutors and the court since his arrest in December of last year. Most recently, he leaked documents to the New York Times about his former lover, Caroline Ellison, who once ran Sam Bankman-Fried's hedge fund, Alameda Research is what it was called, and she's also very likely to be a key witness in his trial. Prosecutors framed the leaks as a possible attempt at witness tampering, both by intimidating Caroline Ellison and influencing public perception of her in the media. Now, previously, officials had complained about Bankman-Fried's other antics, including his decision to contact FTX's former general counsel this past winter in an attempt to reconnect and seek a mutually constructive relationship. Now, the former billionaire also came under hot water after he used a virtual private network, otherwise known as a VPN, most of you guys are aware, to access the internet in order to watch the Super Bowl. So, yeah, until today, he's basically suffered zero accountability for the crimes that we all know he committed, as he's basically just been living under home confinement, basically house arrest, at his parents' multi-million-dollar house in California. So, I guess it's good to see that he's finally going to jail until trial. That happens in October. But honestly, I really think that the judge dropped the ball on this one. So overall, here are my takeaways regarding this entire situation. He should have never gotten bail. The fact that he got bail was absolutely ridiculous. This guy clearly doesn't respect the law. He clearly thinks that he's above it. I really don't understand. And I think this is the ultimate problem that I have with these types of cases. The problem and the reason why all these scammers are able to get away with the crimes that they do, and that's why this channel exists, because there's so many scammers in the finance community, and they almost rarely get held accountable. What you're seeing right now with Sam Bankman-Fried is part of the reason why it almost makes you lose hope and why scams are so rampant. Because the United States justice system, they do not treat people who commit financial crimes and cause people mental harm and psychological harm the same way that they treat criminals who cause people physical harm. What do I mean by this? Well, had you went and killed somebody or murdered somebody or did some type of violent crime, beat somebody or harm somebody physically, well, I can tell you right now, you're not getting bail at all, because I live here in Chicago and people go to jail all the time for violent crimes and they almost never get bail. The problem is, regardless of how big of a scale you do these crimes on, if you do what's called a white-collar crime or a financial crime, unfortunately, you're treated a little differently. Well, even though he's a bad guy and we really don't like what you did, well, at least you didn't kill anybody. Let's just go ahead and give you the bond. And the tricky part about this is they do this trick where they say, oh, well, instead of giving you a bond, you know, like a regular bond like everybody else, like maybe like $100,000 bond or a $500,000 bond or something like that, we're gonna really stick it to you. We're gonna give this guy a $250 million bond. Yeah, take that, Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's see you pay that. Clearly, they forgot that Sam Bankman-Fried was a billionaire and has rich parents who he funneled money from FTX to give them lavish gifts and whatever the heck else they got. I mean, for crying out loud, this is the trick that these people try to play, and it really makes me upset because it almost makes me sit here and look at the criminal justice system like, whose side are you on here? Did you get money under the table? Like, I can't believe that the judge gave Sam Bankman-Fried a bond. A guy like this, who is an absolute criminal, fraud, thief, whatever you want to call it, just the worst of the worst in terms of human beings, literally scammed hundreds of thousands of people, literally scammed billions of dollars. He took customers' money and he misappropriated and misused the funds. How can a guy like this get bail? That's the problem with our criminal justice system. We really need to change that because we've seen this so many times. I was watching the documentary on Bernie Madoff. They failed. The United States government and the prosecutors failed numerous times to get this guy. They finally got him eventually, but it took them a while to finally get this guy. Look at some of the people that CoffeeZilla exposes. CoffeeZilla has exposed a bunch of people for literally committing frauds and crimes and scams, financial crimes. And what ends up happening? Virtually nothing. CoffeeZilla makes a video, kind of like what he did with Logan Paul, and then 3 months go by and everybody forgets about it. It's a shameful society we live in where people who commit white-collar crimes are, in my opinion, basically empowered or emboldened to continue doing what they're doing because, oh, if you break the law, well, you'll be okay. We'll just give you a $250 million bond, which, oh, by the way, you're a billionaire, so that's like nothing for you. Or if you're one of these banks that screws over your customers like Wells Fargo or Credit Suisse or Bank of America, oh, that's okay. We'll just fine you, $200 million, even though you literally have tens of hundreds of billions of dollars in your bank. Like, it's absolutely outrageous. Okay, anyway, my rambling's over. The last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is one of the biggest scumbags in the history of finance. This guy's not much different from Sam Bankman-Fried, if you ask me. I mean, I can't prove that he's committed the same amount of crimes as Sam Bankman-Fried, don't get me wrong, but I think that this guy is a bad guy when it comes to finance, and his name is Meet Kevin, a.k.a. Kevin Helmut Paffrath. Now, why am I talking about Kevin? Because I honestly had no intentions of making a video about Kevin at all, but the reason why I'm talking about Meet Kevin is because Kevin just released a video even before me saying Sam Bankman-Fried was just sent to jail. And as a matter of fact, when you click this video, very interesting choice of words he used in the pinned comment. So you can clearly see right here, if you guys can see that in the pinned comment, he says, F this guy, basically, scam so many. Well, that's really funny and ironic that you would say that, Kevin, because wasn't that the guy that paid you? I'm sorry. You're calling Sam Bankman-Fried a scammer and saying F this guy, but you accepted money from his company to promote his scam company on your channel. He paid you to promote them to your followers, thus causing your followers to lose money. By the way, there was actually an article written, I believe it was by Business Insider. We actually have proof that there was actually a person out there. Only one person came forward, but basically they said that because of Meet Kevin's endorsement of FTX, his paid endorsement of FTX, that guy basically put like $2,000 into FTX and he lost his money. So we have direct proof and knowledge that Meet Kevin literally caused one of his fans to lose money in FTX because he promoted it. It just blows my mind, the audacity. And this honestly ties into the video. This is the system that we live in. It emboldens clowns like him. Awful, terrible, scumbag, scum of the earth, stepped on meatball crap. People like him. He is emboldened to have the fucking audacity. I mean, my God, the fucking audacity to try and flip the blame on Sam Bankman-Fried and say, F this guy, he scammed so many, and make videos about him as if we all forgot that you promoted them. Kevin, you are one of the worst human beings on planet Earth. Like, seriously, you really are one of the worst human beings on planet Earth. Like, I'm sorry, man. I have no love for this guy at all. Like, seriously, like, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm starting to really dislike this guy. I normally don't really have feelings toward this guy besides of obviously what I think about his actions. But this is just a whole new level of scumbaggery for you to literally turn your back on Papa, as you like to call it, Papa Bankman-Fried, as he says, Papa J. Powell. Okay, well, Sam Bankman-Fried was your daddy because he paid you a crap ton of money to promote his platform on your YouTube channel. Don't you turn against your daddy just because he's going to jail. Remember, he paid you. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I know you guys, he's going to say, oh, I didn't know any better, blah, blah, blah. That's a lie. I have proof that you literally said that you and your team were suspect. You guys literally told me. I have the interview. I have the clip. It's the highest live stream on my channel. You can go to it. It's when Meet Kevin came on my channel. It was the first confrontation we ever did after I exposed that he got a DUI and he came on my channel. That video has like 20K views. I can find the timestamp, but in that video, he literally talked about FTX, and he said that me and my team were a little skeptical of this, but we took it anyway. You literally said it, and now you have the nerve to post videos about Sam Bankman-Fried so your scummy ass can get clicks. I have no respect for you. I will never have respect for you. And I can't wait. I mean, seriously, the bad karma that you have created for yourself, sir, I can't wait till it finally flips on you. And trust me, it will. It kind of did in 2022 because you already had a very bad year that year when you had the DUI thing. You know, Jeremy and Graham and them are not friends with you anymore. You lost all your friends and, you know, your 2 employees like left him or whatever. And, you know, he had a lot going on top of the fact that he lost literally millions of dollars in Tesla stock, which was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, the bottom line is I just can't believe it. Like the finance committee, this has honestly re-energized me to continue to do the work that I do, regardless of how much the channel grows, how many views I get. Like I have to keep doing this. There's just so many scums in the world. And unfortunately, in America, they're not held accountable. It's unfortunate. So it's up to the average everyday person like me to do it. I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough. That's your news story for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.